Another powerful aspect of thinking about the stewardship mentality to me is realizing that we have an opportunity to make decisions about how we use our time and talent and money in a way that furthers our own deeply held values. That we can place our time and our talent and money in places, in people and causes that make it possible for our own values to be brought to fruition. I mean, obviously, right now we're seeing this all over the place in the political landscape. We have, in our church, we've got a number of people who have been giving incredible amounts of time to the Vote No campaign. And that time is their way of giving something that furthers a cause that they believe in. And that's happening all across the political spectrum. Yesterday, as Todd mentioned, we had 12 individuals who gave either half or a whole day to thinking about the future of Open Circle. And where do we want to be as a congregation in 5 years? I mean, that's an incredible gift of time. For many of us, a faith community like Open Circle is the most tangible way that we contribute time and talent and money and have a hands-on experience where we are a part of a community where we can actually see the way the resources are used and make decisions about the way resources are used. And so there's so many things that are bigger than that we do our little part, but this is one of those places where we have the powerful opportunity to participate in a way that we actually can see it make a concrete difference week in and week out. There are a couple of aspects of that, though, that I want to talk about a little bit, that I think we need to keep in creative tension. And one is that when we think about being stewards, the one thing we always have to remember is that first and foremost, we are stewards of ourself, of our own health, our own emotional well-being, and spiritual well-being. And there's just absolutely nobody else who can do that for us. There's no one else who can take care of us but us. Other people can be involved and help, but ultimately, the only person who can be a caretaker of me and my well-being is me, and you and your well-being. And that means, among the many different things it means, that there are absolutely limits to what we can do. And while we care about many things, and we care about everything, we want the world to change. And everywhere we look, there's an opportunity to do something to change the world. We got to pick and choose our spots, because we can't do everything. And we have to know how to say no. Linda talked about this yesterday. Linda provided wonderful leadership yesterday for our meeting together. And it was great to have you there. But that's one of the things she talked about at the end as we were reflecting on our time together. The ability to say no is very important. And being a good steward means knowing how to say no and to set limits, to take care of ourselves. And that's one side of the creative tension that I want to talk about. The other side is being on a growing edge that pushes us and challenges us when we are healthy and able to think about how we can grow and how we can more strategically use our time and talent and resources well. And that growing edge may include learning to think strategically about how we use our resources. I mean, we might, for instance, find ourselves involved in 10 different things and being completely stretched thin and doing no good to anybody. And so to think about being a good steward means, maybe I need to just cut it down to a few things where I really can make a difference and concentrate my energy and give my resources there so that we can make a difference. Or it might mean beginning to think about financial giving and what it means to communities and causes we support. In many congregations, maybe this one, Just talking about money is a growing edge. People want to run for the doors when we talk about money. And I actually have had that experience of people running for the doors. Healthy congregations talk about money. I mean, it's often said, truly, what topic in the Bible does Jesus talk about more than anything else? And the answer, obviously, is money. He talks about money in the Scriptures more than anything else. And why is that? Because it's such an incredibly powerful part of our lives. And it's also because, and that's dealt with in Scripture, some of us, and probably all of us from time to time, don't have the most healthy relationship with our own money. And we don't like to think about where the money's going, and we don't think about where the money's going and the decisions we are making with our money. And one of our tasks here is to talk about money. To do it in the most gentle, non-threatening, but yet honest way. That this is one of our tasks, to invite you to reflect and me to reflect on how we use our money. And are we using our money in a way that reflects our values? And how can we support with our money the groups, the causes, the communities like this that we care about? And it's absolutely true that everyone is not able to contribute in the same way. And that's why we're talking in the Healthy Church Initiative about time and talent and treasure, because every one of those is important. And there are times when it's just not possible for people to contribute financially, and we all know that. And it's also true that there are some who are more able to contribute financially, and we all know that. But there's also a growing edge there to challenge us all to grow in that area when we are able to do that. And not just to assume that somebody else is going to do it, but that we all have a part to play in that, and every single gift of every kind, including money, makes a difference. And I suspect that there's a growing edge there for every one of us in some way or another, for our leadership in church, learning how to communicate effectively and to know what it takes to be a thriving community, not to be afraid to talk about it, to do it in a gentle way, and to keep it there as part of who we are as a healthy community. And I've been talking the last few weeks about, the overall topic was, if I was looking for a church, this is what I would be looking for. And I've talked about a couple different things over the last few weeks. And one of the things I would be looking for in any church I went to is a church that has a healthy relationship with the concept of stewardship, that is constantly thinking about and talking about how are we as a congregation managing our time, our talent, and our financial resources. And how are we encouraging our members to take care of themselves and also to manage their time, talent, and financial resources. So I invite you this week to think about that a little bit. To think about stewardship and what it means to you, and pick any aspect of your life. I mean, pick how you think about the earth and caring about the earth, or how you use your time during the course of a week, and how you spend your money. And just think about, am I putting my time, talent, and money into the things that I care about? Does my stewardship effort in my life reflect my values? And how, in whatever way it is, can I grow in that? Thank you for listening.